Have you ever wondered if the chips, sodas, or even the bread you eat every day could actually be a hidden enemy, sitting right there in your shopping cart? Most of us stroll through the supermarket, picking up our favorite snacks and staples without a second thought. But what if I told you that many of these products, those convenient, tasty, ready-to-eat foods, are quietly eroding your health, one bite at a time, without you even realizing it? Today, we're exposing the shocking truth about ultra-processed foods, or UPFs, the products that make up a staggering 70% of everything in your supermarket. Let's pull back the curtain and see what's really going on behind those colorful packages. First, let's break it down. What are ultra-processed foods, really? It might be tempting to think UPFs are just another word for junk food, but the reality is far more complex. These foods aren't just made in the kitchen. They're engineered in factories, using a dizzying array of industrial ingredients. We're talking about things you'd never find in a home pantry. High fructose corn syrup, hydrogenated oils, flavor enhancers, color additives, artificial sweeteners, preservatives, and texturizers with names you can't even pronounce. The goal isn't simply to make food last longer on shelves, but to hijack your senses, to create flavors and textures so irresistible, your brain lights up with pleasure at the first bite. That snack you just bought? It's not just food. It's a calculated trap, designed to keep you reaching for more long after your hunger is satisfied. Now take a moment to recall your last trip to the supermarket. The bright lights, the endless aisles, the tempting displays at every turn. Chips, frozen pizzas, sugary breakfast cereals, flavored yogurts, instant noodles. The list goes on. Look a little closer, and you'll realize UPFs are everywhere. In fact, they make up about 70% of the products on the shelves. This isn't by accident. The modern food industry has transformed the supermarket into a playground for ultra-processed foods, offering products that are cheap to make, easy to distribute, and shelf-stable for months or even years. For the companies behind these products, profit is the name of the game. The more you buy, the better. And UPFs are designed to deliver exactly what people want: convenience, taste, and affordability. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The so-called convenience of UPFs is often a health trap in disguise. These foods are usually high in calories, salt, sugar, and unhealthy fats, while being low in essential nutrients like fiber, vitamins, and minerals. It's a recipe for disaster, and science is starting to catch up with what we're experiencing in our bodies. Decades of research have linked high consumption of ultra-processed foods to an increased risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, strokes, and even some forms of cancer. But the food industry doesn't want you to know this. Their advertising focuses on fun, flavor, and convenience, not the health consequences. And so, millions of people continue to fill their carts with products that may be quietly undermining their health, meal after meal, day after day. But why are these foods so hard to resist? Why do we find ourselves reaching for another handful of chips, or finishing an entire sleeve of cookies without really meaning to? The answer lies not in willpower, but in neuroscience. Ultra-processed foods are carefully engineered to stimulate the brain's dopamine reward system, the same system activated by addictive substances. Through a careful balance of sugar, salt, fat, and artificial flavors, UPFs deliver a rush of pleasure that keeps you coming back for more. In fact, some scientists have called them edible drugs, because they can create cravings and compulsive eating patterns similar to those seen with tobacco or alcohol. The truth is, it's not a lack of self-control. These foods are designed to be irresistible, keeping you hooked for life. So, what can we do? The good news is, you are not powerless. The first step is awareness, recognizing UPFs for what they are, and understanding the ways in which they're marketed and engineered. Next, you can start making small but powerful changes. Read labels carefully. Look for ingredient lists that are short and recognizable. Choose whole foods whenever possible. fresh fruits, vegetables, unprocessed grains, and legumes. Cook more meals at home, where you control what goes into your food. Even small steps, like swapping sugary cereals for oatmeal or making your own salad dressing, can add up over time. Reclaiming your kitchen and your plate is not only possible, but deeply rewarding. Because the power to choose, that's yours alone. Ultra-processed foods are the hidden enemy in your meals. But you don't have to be a lifelong victim. Stay alert, stay informed, and don't let clever marketing or convenience dictate what you feed yourself and your family. When you know the truth, you can take back your health and your freedom to choose what's best for you. It all starts with awareness. From there, you can inspire those around you, your friends, your children, your community. Because the choices we make today shape our health, our families, and even the future of our food system. So the next time you walk through those supermarket aisles, remember, ultra-processed foods may be everywhere, but you are not defenseless. Stay alert and choose wisely. They're not just convenient. They're a trap for your taste buds, your health, and your freedom. Understanding them is the first step to protecting yourself and those you care about. The journey to better health doesn't begin in a factory or a laboratory. It starts with you, right where you are, one choice at a time.